Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank Raphael. Sure, we'd like to thank Elaine and Eric Smith, who have dedicated this short recording, the Divrei Torah, the Ilu Nishmat, their mothers. First of all, to the Yotzat of Elaine Smith's mother, Miriam Bat Moshe, and also to Eric's mother, Michal Bat Shmuel Aaron, and Yiratzon, that in the merit of the Divrei Torah, that the Shemot, that their souls should have an aliyah b'gan Eden, amongst other things, in the schut of the words of Torah. We start off the book of Shemot, which is known as the book of Geulah, the book of redemption. But in this parasha, we read about the tremendous suffering that the Jewish people experienced in Egypt. And the Torah describes the various stages of the shi'abut, of the oppression. First of all, the hard work, and afterwards trying to kill the Jewish children, and then afterwards the last stage in which there's an edict directed to the people, to the general Egyptian population, that any male child, Israeli, in other words, Jewish male child, that should be cast into the river, cast into and drowned in the Nile. And why is it that this method was dafka chosen? Rashi fills in the details and the midrashim, because the sorcerers and the wise men, the astrologists of Pharaoh, they saw, when gazing at the stars, that the future redeemer, future potential redeemer of the Jewish people, that he would be afflicted through water. So therefore, he decided, in order to preempt the Savior from carrying out his redemption, that every male child would be cast and drowned into the Nile, and that way they would frustrate the plans of what they saw was the potential Moshe Rabbeinu. So first of all, I just want to add that there's the most amazing he'ara, insight. First of all, I don't want to go into it, but it really deserves to get mentioned, and that is that what the Ayelet HaShachar said. The Ayelet HaShachar he says, when we read this midrash, it's just so profound that it's unbelievable. What does the midrash say? The midrash is saying that actually the water that the sorcerers and astrologers saw, that was going to bring about the downfall of the Redeemer of Israel, was none other than the sin that Moshe Rabbeinu hit the rock, right? And instead of talking to the rock, he hit the rock. And it was round, that whole inyan, concerning that matter of water, which brought about his downfall. But the Ayelet HaShachar makes this point. He says that so it comes out, even though this hadn't yet happened, but already, we don't know how this can see this, but already in the cosmos, in the universe, the potential for that future sin already had a physical manifestation, that the astrologers of the Egyptians could pick that up. They didn't read it properly, but there was some sort of physical sign that this future sin was going to happen. Now, what does that tell us about predetermination and free will? But that's not where I'm going. But I wanted to emphasize in this very brief Dvar Torah was that in Parshat Shoftim, in the book of Dvarim, the Torah tells us that we're not allowed to consult astrologers, sorcerers, magicians that will tell us the future. And the Rambam says that it's obvious because the whole thing is just nonsense. But the Ramban, Nachmanides, says it's not actually nonsense. There is some truth to it, and nevertheless the Torah says that one shouldn't consult it. But in this week's parasha of Shemot, maybe there's a little bit of an indication of what is the problem. Of course, as the Torah says, and we have to be whole, and we have to have bitachon and trust. But I'm saying, over and above that, there we can see over here what the problem is. Because the Egyptian astrologers let's say they did see something. They did see that there's going to be a male Redeemer. They did see that the male Redeemer is going to have his downfall as a result of water. All this is correct, but they didn't see it, read it properly. Their conclusion was that the male Redeemer has to be drowned. But in fact, what is it referring to? It's referring to the sin of not talking to the rock, and the water therefore coming out as a result of a strike in the rock, according to most of the Mepharshim. So that's the problem. The problem is, even if the nations of the world, the Gentiles or the so-called experts, you see it, it's unbelievable. On Israeli television, you see it in the morning. They have these programs about astrology and what's going to be, what did the stars say this and the stars say that. So even if there is a certain amount of truth, you see that it's distorted, because they never see what really the message is. They only see half the message. And now I want to go one step further. But why is it that they only see half the message? Because in the end, what causes the mechitza, so to speak, what causes the distortion in what they are seeing? So what we see from this week's century is because the ego, the bad midot, because the Egyptian wise men, they were anti-Semitic, they wanted to harm the Jewish people. So therefore all the data that they're now seeing in the world is distorted. They're not seeing it. They see a Moshiach, they see water, but they can't put the two together. Obviously they can't. And they misinterpret it because of, out of their hatred, they say it must be because of this. And this is the problem always with this type of business. That we've got data, we see things, we see events, we read things, but because of the certain defects in personality or certain bad midot, bad characteristics, so the way that we look at things, even if it comes from something which is divine. We're speaking about the astrologers saw something in the heavens, but they misinterpreted because of their bad midot. So bottom line, what we see over here from this parasha is that the truth is that we don't follow this astrology. Try to explain a little bit more according to the Ramban. But what we're saying is more than that we should learn from this, that first of all, we can never see a clear picture, and also to be careful because of bias that taints the way that we see and we interpret the data and the events in this world.